top boy, rolling on my wrist, diamonds up and down my chain. Cardi B straight stunning, can't tell me nothing. Bossed up and I changed the game. Baby, it's my big bronze boogie, got all them girls shook. My big fat ass got all them boys cook. We're from dollar bills, now we poppin' rubber band. Bruno stand to me while I do my money dance like, hey. Flexing on the ground like, hey. It's a little one, okay. Oh yeah, we doing the investigating, hey. Ooh, don't we look good together?
Yes, we do, because it is the Shake Up After Dark. I'm Alex the Great.
And I'm Tiffanie now.
And we're back on the Shake Up page. So happy Wednesday to you.
To you.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I'd just like to go ahead and say that right before this broadcast, I brushed my teeth in the blackest old grandma way. When you are at your grandmother's house and all of your cousins are there, somebody forgot their toothbrush. She doesn't want to hear y'all complaining. She don't have no extra. So she washed everybody's mouth out with peroxide.
I hope you're not getting to the statement that you washed your mouth out with peroxide.
I actually just did that because I knew I was about to do something really detrimental to my teeth.
Okay.
So my snack for this evening, they're not being paid, so these are Iddles. And I'm going for all 25 ounces.
You're not going to make it, but I understand the goal. You have goals.
I might not, but you know what? The last time I opened one of these, it took 5 people to finish them over 5 days.
Oh, it took 5? I thought it was 3.
5.
Either way, that's a problem. That's way too much liquor in one can. Okay? And those are not no little lightweight drinks. Like,
this isn't the little can. You're right.
Don't let a Rita fool you. Now, those little baby cans, okay. You can knock 1 or 2 of those out, no problem.
Yeah, that's not what this is.
Yeah, that's like the original Four Loko size.
And I just feel bad for my teeth because I'm literally doing this to them. But
yeah,
I needed more than a brush. I needed a full. No, I got a peroxide. So,
you know, someone is watching this like peroxide. Yes, that's a thing. That's a real thing. I should have brought that.
Heard of it? I question your blackness.
Yeah. Yeah, peroxide. I know many ladies who do what I do and use the charcoal nowadays.
I mean, that's fine, but you know that back in the day, that's what your grandmother did.
Among many other things. Anywho,
in a black family, you're not going to sleep with a nasty mouth.
You're not. That's disgusting. That's disgusting.
And in the words of, and I just feel black as hell. They would also say things like, and I know you're going to school with them little white friends. You not like them.
Listen, we're not doing that. That's for the end of the show in our What Black People Don't Do segment.
Right. Okay. Well, on that, we have a packed show for you tonight.
That we do. Can we just go ahead and get Ass Clown News out of the way?
Yeah, let's get this motherfucker done with. I'm trying to work on my cousin. Damn. Fail. It was a complete fail.
It's hard when you're talking about him, so I understand. I get it.
And I told you, you know, I have a tick.
I know. Anytime you mention.
To those of you that are watching on your TV or however you're doing it, all you have to do is subscribe to this page. That's the most important thing that you do while you're watching us today. So you might be watching a replay. You might be watching it on the website. If you're listening on Boss FM, shout out to you. And you could be listening on what are our channels? The hashtag or juice. You too should go to the shakeupshow.com and subscribe to our YouTube page. And we pop up. Like I just looked up on my TV now, Tiff, and we're live on.
Yep.
We're on TV.
Yep, we are.
We're live there. So
it's
that's
on my TV as well.
Our listeners, our viewers on demand, the podcast. Thank you for your support, and we love you much. Into Ask Clown news, Tiff.
Did you read that he's thinking about or proposing ending funding for NASA by 2025?
I've told you for years. I know I've probably been telling you this since junior year in high school. This might be the first thing that I've agreed with him on. What the hell is NASA still in existence for?
Well, he wants to end funding for the International Space Station program. You know, I've always said...
No, we can't do that because there's other countries up there looking at us. So that's why you can't end that. Like, that's necessary. But the billions from the budget that's going into NASA, we can do something about that.
Now, I don't disagree with that. I do think that there should be some movement and adjustments of how much is going into that. Like, maybe we can pay our postal office workers more money so they can be shit one of these days and actually deliver all of the packages that they're supposed to be delivering.
Well, I mean, allegedly we've been to the moon, though. In my community that question.
I definitely question that. Really?
Sorry. Make sure. These pay a lot of bills for me.
All right.
No, but like allegedly we've been to the moon. I know they're trying to get to Mars, and I don't know who these people are that are signing up to get to Mars, but I'm not for that. We're living on the planet that we're supposed to be on. You said what?
I'm not going to Mars.
But we're living on the planet we're supposed to be on. Like, I know that there's a lot of things that I have questions about and issues with what we do, like the God-given things that we've been given that y'all just can't deal with. Okay? So, all right. There's some people that are so, and this is people are going to be so offended. I'm not trying to offend anybody. But in vitro, like some women are just supposed to be barren. Maybe it's a sign that you don't need to have no kids. I mean, secondly, you guys are making and manufacturing eye color on kids, and that's why one of my Twitter followers was going on a rant and basically is like, all of those celebrities, and I'm not going to name them because I don't want to be bashed, but have these kids that they altered the way that they look. I'm not talking about Chrissy Teigen and John Legend, or I'm also not talking about Beyonce and Jay-Z, why we haven't seen those two twins, because they made them.
We have seen the twins.
Not up close. Because they probably have 4 or 5 extra chromosomes because these twins are
right.
Like when you go around altering things that you have no business altering, like living or going to Mars. Mars doesn't even have oxygen. So people are they're signing up to go to Mars to die because there's no way for them to get back.
Anyway, the international, I don't know. I'm not in the number.
I would, if I had to speculate on the type of Black people that are going, it's the Ben and Candy Carsons of our community.
Bye. Mars can have them. And Stacy. Bye.
But no. We were such advocates for Ben Carson being a Black brain surgeon and all of this stuff. So y'all have just thrown him away now?
Who was an advocate for him?
Well, I feel like my parents were.
All right.
They were just in admiration of him because, we don't have a lot of us that are brain surgeons.
He's over. Never mind. We're not. Anyway, the International Space Station has been an ongoing program for over 2 decades, and it costs NASA between $3 to $4 billion each year and represents more than $87 billion investment from the U.S. government. Billion, that was with a B. B, as in boy, billion. So yeah, I think that some of that some of that money could be adjusted, moved elsewhere. I don't know, maybe to keep some dreamers in this country. Maybe go towards.
Huh?
Huh?
They have us messed up. Why are we spending all this money on space? If we've been there. Because for all we know, we've been up, a lot of us have been in planes. So
in what?
In planes. So we know that the satellites, at least, because we've seen pictures, we've seen aerial footage of the satellites in space. But they could just be further up than we fly. We only fly up 30,000 feet.
Right.
I could go all day with conspiracy theories because they don't tell the truth ever.
Listen, and there's a whole lot of documentaries out here that are showing we ain't go to no. I'm working on my cousin too. We didn't go to no moon. We didn't. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, next Ask Clown news. He's willing to speak under oath to Mueller, and by God, I hope he does, because he can't help but lie. He doesn't know how to not lie, so he will perjure himself.
So let me give for the skeptics. For the skeptics, let me help you, because a lot of people are like, he's gonna wiggle his way out of this as well. Trump said that he's willing to speak to Mueller under oath. However, when he speaks to the special prosecutor, the law says that he simply can't lie. There needs to be no oath. Every question must be answered truthfully. If there is any lie or any coercion of the conversation, he's immediately held in contempt.
Yep.
And immediately charged.
Immediately. And let me tell you when that happens.
Without the convening of a grand jury. Now, this is how it might not happen. He may be fine with saying that he's willing to do it because he knows it won't happen. His lawyers are planning to petition Mueller just so that he can get the interview questions in writing and respond to them in writing, so Trump will have to appear. It's unlikely that Mueller is going to accept that.
Mueller has been on his case. Every time I say his name, I think Bueller. I'm trying not to.
But what we have to also understand is if Trump passes with flying colors, Mueller is not going to interview him more than once. He's the president. It's not going to happen.
Right. Well, the day he perjures himself, I'm going to break out in Oh Happy Day from Sister Act. And I'm also going to break out in Ishkatai. Say it with me. Ishkatai.
Ishkatai. Say it with me, son. Reshe
Bosha. That's what I'm going to break out in.
In lieu of Oh Happy Day, our thoughts and prayers are with the family of Edwin Hawkins, who was the creator of that song. He passed away last week.
Yep, he did. Many tributes went out to him, even though it wasn't big news. I don't think I got a push alert from any of the news sources that I follow. I didn't see it until I got on Instagram. So definitely condolences to his family.
They actually talked about it on CNN.
They did?
There was no alert because he's not white.
Right. There was an alert wishing the Ass Clown and his wife Malaria a happy anniversary. Now,
but he hasn't said anything about the anniversary.
Nothing. Now, 11 Alive here in Atlanta posted on their Facebook page happy anniversary. I commented under this and I said, this looks like it's meant as satire, but if it's not, it should be. Because I know nobody at 11 Alive is really messing with them like that.
It's just anniversary because she's not happy.
Yeah, about that.
Since Stormy Daniels is all out here like, yeah, it went down.
Listen.
What type of music do white people play on the anniversary?
I have no idea. Adele?
You think? You don't think it's like this, like Raphael Sadiq Live?
They don't know who Raphael Sadiq is. Gary Owen knows who Raphael Sadiq is. That's it.
I have an idea.
Okay.
When I think about white people anniversaries, I think it has to be something.
There's a song that's inside of my soul.
You know what this is?
No.
It's the one that I've tried to write over and over again.
Alex.
Okay, maybe they don't do that. That's Mandy Moore from A Walk to Remember.
Never saw it.
2001. Don't
Never
know why.
saw
Either. I think if I really had to think about, I can't just imagine. I know they listen to our music, so I don't know. I really
We're not
don't know.
going to give them too much time.
Okay, maybe this. That's
All right.
it.
All right.
That's it. Tell me I'm wrong.
All right.
Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
Moving on.
That is what white people listen to at their anniversaries.
I'm going to stick with Tony and Babyface and Jodeci. I'm going to stick with those songs. Moving on. So we're done with Ask Clown News.
Well, I have one more thing.
About him?
Because I feel like if they're going to be listening to it and Melania's a part of it as well.
Das gehört zum Lebenslauf. Wenn die anderen braven Leute uns auch nicht verstehen, werden wir deshalb noch lang nicht schlafen gehen.
Oh my God.
I love being your first lady. I couldn't even keep it straight. Like usually I can keep a straight face. I've been off the air for a minute.
I think you're going to hell.
You don't think she's singing songs in her native tongue?
Is that her native tongue?
Serious question.
I don't know what her native tongue is.
The name of the song was Blau wie Hundertwelchen.
We're moving on because I'm not doing this with you.
That's literally that's literally the name.
I'm not doing this with you.
Hundertwelchen.
God bless you.
I'll send you a screen. I'll send you the
Don't waste my text messages. I'm low on minutes.
So you listen to it.
I'm low on data. Don't do that.
Listen to it on your way to sleep tonight.
Hell no. Hell no. Anyway, we're moving on because I can't.
Let's do it.
So we are talking. You really sent me that BS. I hate you. I'm glad there's a way to delete text messages.
Did I say the name right though?
I don't know. I literally just clicked off of it.
You're gonna say I was exactly right.
Blavi Hunderstocks. I don't know what that says. And this is German. She's not German.
I know, but She's from Slovenia, and it's somewhere near there.
She's from where?
Slovenia. It's a very poor country in the European Union. That's another reason why they had an issue of him saying, like, he wasn't even talking about Haiti because it was poor. He was talking about Haiti because it was black, because his wife is from the poorest country in the EU. We're moving on.
Thank you. So there's been a lot of talk about, there's been a lot of talk about women's equal pay in Hollywood and all of that for a while. But your friend, Monique, made all types of waves by asking us to boycott Netflix because she was offered $500,000 to do a special on there. I know it's not true, but she was offered $500,000 to do a special on there. She was offended and is now saying that, and I have the video up. Let's see if I can share it. This is just so much. All right. Can you see the screen?
Yep.
Wonderful.
Before you play it, I want to just remind everyone that this is this Monique. If you don't remember her, she built her platform. She built her, I know they can see her, but she was about 3 of those.
Right.
Her platform on Skinny Bitches Are Evil. Then she was the first Black woman with a talk show. And she used to come out screaming, yes! For like 5 minutes. And she was just screaming. And then she's like, Sugar Bear.
You mean she was the first Black woman with a talk show on BET?
First Black woman with a late night talk show.
There you go. There you go.
Go ahead. And let's see what Monique has got for us, Sugar Bear. We see her, but she's quiet and pixelated. Okay, well, guys, our technical difficulties will be over next week. But basically,
why it's not? You said it wasn't playing. The volume wasn't working.
That was no volume. It's all good. We have the ghetto way of doing it. Hell, we're live. So,
let me try this. Let me try something. One more thing.
Okay.
Am I sharing still?
Yep.
Okay. Can you hear it now?
Nope.
Still no?
Nope.
All right, well, I got nothing.
I got it.
Okay.
The ghetto way.
That's fine. The ghetto way.
Everyone put and boycott Netflix. Nope, y'all gonna hear that because everything she says has been turned into a hashtag.
My loves.
Hey, my love.
You stand with me and boycott Netflix for gender bias and color bias. I was offered a $500,000 deal last week to do a comedy special. However, Amy Schumer was offered $11 million, Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle $20 million. Then Amy Schumer went back and renegotiated $2 more million because she said I shouldn't get what the men are getting, they're legends. However, I should get more, and Netflix agreed. When we asked Netflix to explain the difference, why the money was so different, they said, well, we believe that's what Monique will bring. We said, well, what about my resume? They said, we don't go off of resumes. Then we asked them, what was it about Amy Schumer? And they said, well, she sold out Madison Square Garden twice, and she had a big movie over the summer. Is that not Amy Schumer's resume? And then Netflix said, by the way, we believe Monique is a legend too. Why shouldn't I get what the legends are getting? Please stand with me in this boycott of Netflix. I love us for real.
Well, first of all, no. Second of all, hell no. And third of all, no.
Hell no.
Now let's just no. You are a legend. You are a legend. No one is second guessing that. I want to be crystal clear. I want you to hear me. Do not come in my inbox with that bullshit. Do not do that. However, Monique, as honest as we can be about you and what has happened with your career, Amy Schumer, like, first of all, let me go all the way back, bro. Let me go all the way back. The number one thing that we got our asses beat for was when we tried to tell mom and dad that so-and-so, well, so-and-so has this. Well, so-and-so did this. Bust in the chest. I'm not so-and-so's mama.
Right. If so-and-so hopped off a bridge, would you follow them?
Don't bring so-and-so into this. Okay, so some of you black people have disowned your blackness, so you don't want to acknowledge that happened to you, and you're like, well, that's fine. This is entertainment. Second, it is entertainment. As an entertainer that has been entertaining for 13 years, and I study entertainers, I'm mentored by entertainers, and I'm still in the bitch. I can't go anywhere, okay? I can't go anywhere. You know why? Because entertainment is not about, like, everyone's like, oh, I got to break into the industry, but I got to get my weight up, It's not about getting your weight up. Entertainment is about keeping your weight up. And that, my friend, is something that Monique has not done. Okay, I'm going to cite her own words, but I'm telling you crystal clear that is something that Monique has not done. I am sure, she wants to call gender bias and racial bias. I am pretty sure that when I think about legends in our own right, they face the same gender and racial bias. And guess what? Not comedians necessarily, but they're still working. Do you think that Cicely Tyson faced racial bias? Do you think that Cicely Tyson faced gender bias? Is Cicely Tyson 94 and still working?
204. She just had a birthday.
Is 1,005. You and I both know that he's probably been a man and a woman reincarnated. He's still here. He was here 1,000 years ago. He's had every single bias. He's still working. You don't get to cite your resume in entertainment. And for those of you, there were so many people that came trolling me from their corporate offices, sitting, you don't even have an office. You're sitting in a cube. You're sitting in a cube and you want to bitch at me. You are sitting at a cube and you want to bitch at me. And you know why you want to bitch at me? And you want to stand with Monique, because Monique is shining a light on something. Jada Pinkett Smith, we don't have the tweets tonight, but Jada Pinkett Smith said what Monique said holds validity. She's shining light on an issue. Monique is shining light on an issue. She definitely is. There is a gender bias problem in entertainment, in Hollywood, in Black Hollywood, in entertainment, period. There's also a racial bias. That's something that we know. Monique, you don't get to shine the light on it because you're running your mouth and you're not working. I have a message for those of you that are on her side, and then I'm gonna wrap my shit up. You are upset because somebody told you that as long as you go to college, you will be paid what you need to survive. The technology revolution came in and changed that bitch for millennials. It fucked it up. We have parents that went to college and they got nice houses. They put you in a nice community. You were raised in a nice community and a nice middle-aged, white, black semi-loving community, and you're all about it, and you just thought if you went and got your degree, and you put in a little work, and you are living that life right now. You got the degree, you put in a little work, but really, if you're honest with yourself, you haven't done shit since you were 24. After you graduated, you worked 2 years, you got into a company, and you're coasting. Now you're 35, and like Monique, you feel like your resume should speak for you. But you haven't done shit. The thing about it is, Monique, you still have the opportunity to come back. People ask me all the time, I'm not even going to go into why she was blackballed. I don't have to shine. You can do your research. You know what happened. When you choose not to work, those people don't want to work with you again. And that's literally, Monique, this is what happened. Lots of people like, she had a family, she had to raise her family. When you choose this, when you choose entertainment, anyone will tell you, they will say my family comes first, but they come second.
Yep.
The career comes first. But
family comes first, but if that means I gotta have my baby on my head, then that's what I'm gonna do.
Right. And you're gonna say it's coming first, but the career is coming first and the baby is coming with you.
Hello.
It just is what it is. But the thing is, with where you were, with who you know, Monique, my friend Brian McCoy, shout out to him, made a statement that was classic. What we see from Monique right now is she has a horrible team. This is what it looks like. I talk to my entrepreneurs, creators, and artists all the time on my Facebook. This is what it looks like when you run your own brand. This is why you need a brand manager. This is why you need PR. This is why you need social media management. You need someone talking on your behalf because Monique is digging herself. And you're like, well, if you are accepting the white man's narrative, this is not the white man's narrative. This is the truth. This is the truth. If Monique spent more time creating projects, partnering with people that could put their name on it, if she's blackballed, but she's behind it, she's the brainchild, like there are ways out of this. And Monique, you still have time. And you probably somebody's going to share this with you and you're going to be like, this little motherfucker don't know what he's talking about. You went on Sway in the Morning, Tiff. I don't know if we talked about this. She went on Sway in the Morning.
Yeah, the whole show is on YouTube.
The
whole show is on YouTube.
She went on Sway in the Morning and told Sway that she was doing this for Tiffanie Haddish. Because 15 years from now, when they offer Tiffanie Haddish $500,000, who's going to fight for her?
That's not going to happen.
But I will bring this argument to you, and then I'm going to turn it over to you, Tiff. If Netflix approached Tiffanie Haddish for a comedy special right now, it would not be for $500,000.
Right.
It might exceed Amy Schumer's. And Tiffanie hasn't sold out Madison Square Garden, and neither have you. Finally, there's one more thing I want to say, because I thought I was done. You citing your decorations, ma'am. You're not a decorated comedian. That's not even a thing. People are decorated in the goddamn military. You're not decorated. And plus, your Oscar, I'm telling you, she's worse than the millennials because, like Tiff, it's the same thing in entertainment that a degree is in the regular world. An Oscar or Grammy, you feel like you can stop working because now that I have this, I'm worth more. You should be. But if you're not, you still have to work. You're still Black. You still have to work 8 times as hard.
But
so you're out here talking about you're the most decorated comedian in the world, but 90% of your accolades are for non-comedy. And not to say my friend Sean said, and the other 3 of your awards were for perfect attendance. Sit down.
Damn.
Sit down. And stop your shit, Monique. You got to stop this shit. And for those of you Black people that are attacking people like me and people like Tiff, like you're just, I will slap the taste out of you. I will knock your damn head off. I fight for gender equality, race equality, constantly. And if I had to choose somebody that was out there on the front lines fighting with me, it's not going to be somebody that runs their mouth and is putting no work behind. Like, Netflix put her comedy special from 2007 in the women's prison, and it did well. That was in 2007.
Right.
She's bitter as hell now. And I love Monique. I really do. I can hear them now. I can hear her now. You don't love me, sugar. You don't love me. I do. But we have to do better, and we can do better. You should be out here creating networks. You should be partnering with people that are creating networks. If there's a problem and you can contribute to it, Monique, you're brilliant. You are freaking brilliant. You could have sitcoms and comedy shows, and you could literally be working. Don't get me started on what we have in the Black community, what BET is and what TV One is. It's a fucking embarrassment. It's an embarrassment. This show is gonna come back and haunt me. It is. Look, I'm being transparent.
Ain't the first, it won't be.
I have a whole lot of emotions going on in me, so anything could fall out of my mouth right now. But
look, I'm sure that I'm echoing.
Oh, because I don't have my headphones in. Go ahead.
I'm sure that as a Black woman, I'm supposed to be on Monique's side, and I'm supposed to agree with what she said, and I'm supposed to, stand behind her and boycott Netflix and all that other good stuff, or whatever. First of all, I have a goal to get a show on Netflix that I write and direct and will be in. So not boycotting Netflix. Two, I think that
Netflix is out here giving all y'all opportunities. They got all types of Black shit. Like, what are you talking about? Sorry.
I'm a firm believer in, like what you just said, Alex. If the opportunity is not given to you, and a lot of times for especially Black women in Hollywood, opportunities are not given to you. You create opportunities. Mara Akil, Ava DuVernay, Oprah Winfrey. These are women that inspire me, because when there was no opportunity, Ava DuVernay's first film was not Selma. It was the 3 films that Netflix put on their network before Ava had a name. So you're not going to come to me and tell me that Netflix isn't out here giving Black women opportunities and, not being fair or whatever. Is there an equality problem? Hell yes.
But she's telling it to people. She's telling it to simple-minded people that just left their last job at McDonald's and got a supervisor job at some insurance company and making $14, and they think that like they're part of this. Like, no, you are. Yeah, there's inequality there too. But what she's talking about, like, she's making shit. This is not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
You have to play the game. And unfortunately, Hollywood and the entertainment industry is a game.
It's not the white man's game.
No, it's a game. It's just, you have to play the field. And you have to.
It's the job. It's just like you got to do it at your job. It's the job.
Right. And getting an Oscar, getting an Emmy, getting a Grammy, getting a Tony, getting a whatever award you get, that does not do anything. Like when you wake up with your Oscar or your Emmy or whatever sitting next to your bedside the next day, that doesn't automatically mean that you get a $500,000, $1 million, or $2 million increase in your paychecks on your shows and movies and stuff that you're doing. That's not how that works. That means that now you can say Oscar nominated actor, Emmy nominated actress, or whatever. But you still gotta work your ass off still. Like you still gotta put your name out there. You still gotta play the game. So, I mean, for somebody who doesn't know how the entertainment industry really works,
Monique's talking good shit.
Then Monique, sounds like, yeah, we need to boycott Netflix and blah blah blah, whatever. But as Wanda Sykes said, they offered her some lowball amount. She went to Epix, and
they offered Wanda half of what they offered Monique.
Right. Listen.
What I also didn't touch on is it's also evident that you're running your own shit, and Sydney, your husband, is running y'all shit because your manager renegotiates. Yep. Monique said it herself. Amy Schumer got $12 million, and she went back and she didn't want as much as the men. Monique said that in her statement, like that was okay. But they gave her $2 million more. You know why? Because she went back and negotiated.
And in the same breath, so the Hollywood Foreign Press had a panel of women: Sandra Oh, who used to be on Grey's Anatomy, Octavia Spencer, and Jessica Chastain. So Octavia Spencer was talking about how Jessica Chastain helped her get 5 times her asking salary because they were having a real conversation about what it's like for women of color in Hollywood. And Chastain was like, I had no idea that it was that bad. Many people don't know that Gray, I can never remember that woman's name, but Gray from thank you, Ellen Pompeo, makes like 3 or 4 times per episode what Kerry Washington and Viola Davis make for Scandal and How to Get Away with Murder. Now, part of that is because, yes, Grey's Anatomy has been on longer than either of those 2 shows, but the other part of it is because the other 2 women are both Black women. And they're still leading in the same night.
A Black director and a Black producer.
Hello.
But they have poor negotiations.
Yep.
Not
just poor negotiations, but it's also, there is a problem in Hollywood. And yes, it needs to, Jada Pinkett agreed with that part of the fight, that yes, this needs to have a light shined on it, shown on it.
Shown.
Thank you. But I'm just not sure Monique is the correct face for that.
Well, we'll talk about this and then we'll venture off of there's a lot of things I left out of the Monique conversation, but just a few weeks ago, if you guys were following it, Mark Wahlberg and Michelle Williams, not I heard
not
a word.
Not when Jesus said.
Yeah, not her. The white Michelle Williams. They both had to reshoot a movie. And the name of the movie was All the Money in the World. Mark Wahlberg,
ironic,
$1.5 million to reshoot. Michelle Williams was offered something like $24 an hour. Now hold on. Now my Aunt Whoopi got me together on why this could be. Michelle Williams may have had a reshoot clause in her contract that said that she cannot charge an exorbitant amount for the reshoot. Whereas Mark Wahlberg, an A-list actor, did not have that clause in his contract. That could have been a possibility.
People.
Huh?
I said because he has different people.
No. Now, when it comes down to it, they are represented by the same agency. Now, Michelle, you should have your whole foot for him not having that clause and you having it. You should have your whole foot up the agency's ass. But Mark Wahlberg got the blame. And there's a lack of knowledge. You see what I'm saying? There's a lack of knowledge. This was not, and he donated his money. And she was like, you shouldn't have to do that. You should be able to keep it. He's like, but everybody's on my ass. And I was just looking out for me. We have to collectively look out for each other. But like, come on, let's be honest. Let's have this conversation. Monique, your agent, it's clear you don't have one. I also didn't say this. Monique, you told Oprah to suck your dick.
Right. Girl, you lucky you have done anything since then. Okay.
You're alive. And no, I'm not making Oprah anything that she's not. She's the Black Oracle of the world, like of the entire planet. The universe gets upset when Oprah shits, okay? Like, come on. Let's just be honest. Like, you can't. And you're still slamming Oprah.
And that's not, like you said, that's not making Oprah anything that she isn't. She's not God. She's not, for anyone that's looking at my hair, I just did it. That is gel in my hair. I don't want y'all making no nasty ass comments or nothing like that. I just did my hair and it's still wet.
You was going great. You turned 31 and you're going great. Shit.
No, I did have a birthday, but no. That's jail. Anyway, that's not making Oprah anything that she isn't. That's just the reality of Hollywood. There are just certain people that, because of the goals that I have for the entertainment industry, you're never going to hear me talk down about them. I'm not going to talk about, like, I'm just not going to do that. Oprah is one of those people.
If you're gonna do it,
Huh?
if you're gonna do that, you have to be hella funny.
Right. Right.
Some people get into the industry by making fun of or demeaning their idols.
Right. But
you gotta be really, really funny.
And that tone has to be very clear in what you're saying and what you're doing. That ain't my lane. That's not my testimony. So I'm not going to do that.
I'm going to say, Monique, you tell Oprah to suck your dick. That with your words.
Out of your mouth.
Yeah, Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey can suck my dick. I was at a loss for words. I was pretty sure that you were done then. And I just told you 20 minutes ago, there's still hope for you.
No, I was actually done then. I was like, oh girl, you're done. I was very surprised that she got that part in that movie. What was it? Almost Christmas? That's the last thing I saw her in.
She was my favorite part of Almost Christmas, to be honest. Whoever she was, she looked like an Aunt May.
I think that was her name. It was Aunt something. But I mean, listen, in the entertainment industry, you got to play the game. You got to make those connections. You got to, like, when you sit and look at the deals that Tyler Perry has made, I've read pieces of contracts that he's made with these big companies. I'm hella impressed. Like, I would work with him just to gain that knowledge of how to talk these talks so that I can make contracts and make deals like that. But if you're not willing to play the game and play the politics and, you know, navigate your way through or whatever, then you ain't gonna make it in that industry. And that's just the way that it is.
We're gonna end this segment on this note. Monique, you have lost your damn mind.
Yeah. I ain't boycotting Netflix. I'm trying to be on Netflix.
No one's doing that.
So,
and for those of you who are like, well, you're not for us.
All right, well.
In the words of Monique.
That's it.
Exactly. She don't have what I do.
Right. We had a full agenda for tonight.
I took up a lot of time. I'm really sorry. I am.
Do we want to talk Don still?
We don't have those memes. Don's still gonna be black when we come back on the air on Monday, so we can wait.
Okay. We'll just say y'all should be watching Don because
not while we're on though.
Not while we're on.
Now. You can watch Don. You watch Don when we're off the air. Watch him on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Fridays.
Yeah, or you can watch the replays the next day. Well, before we get to Jay Holiday, we can't do anything else without also giving our thoughts and prayers to the victims of the Kentucky school shooting. 2 dead, 17 injured. I don't believe that we know a motive yet, but one of the students that was injured said that the shooter just didn't bat an eye, like had no second thoughts about anything, just went on a whole ass rampage.
There have been 11 school shootings since the year began. I have another rant here because Donald Trump dominates the news cycle. So this Kentucky shooting that happened yesterday got 3 minutes of coverage this morning when I was watching morning news. You know, I watch morning news because I'm not on the air right now. So at 4:57 to 4:59, it got coverage. 5:57 to 5:59. 7:57 to 7:59. That's it. Donald Trump for 7 hours. I mean, not 7 hours. For 57 minutes and you cover a school shooting. We're just numb to it.
And that's what they said on The View today, too, that it's almost like, well, they weren't talking about this school shooting. They were talking about the two parents who had all of their children chained up in California. And they were talking in general about how now society is just so into ourselves, and we're into our cell phones, and we're into our own lives and what's going on in our lives, that it's almost like we're putting on blinders to what's really happening around us and what's really happening in the news. It's not just about this ass clown that we have in the White House. Yes, we need to be paying attention to that too. Yes, we need to be paying attention to the government shutdown that just happened, and that, you know, the budget that they're trying to pass is only a short-term fix. We're going to be right back in the same position in a couple of months. So yeah, we need to be paying attention to all of that stuff. But at the same time, we still have to talk about, and Meghan McCain was talking about, she basically didn't understand why DACA and the Dreamers was such a big deal and why it should hold up the budget conversations and the government shutdown and all of that. We need to be talking about Dreamers and the stories like the man who was just ripped away from his family, even though he's been in this country for, 30 years? We need to be talking about gun laws and how it's easy. It's so easy a caveman could do it. It is too easy to get a gun in this country. It's too easy. It's too easy. It's too easy. We look ridiculous. These school shootings are getting way out of control. They've been out of control. And I don't understand what it's going to take for us to look at our gun laws in this country. Everybody is so focused on marijuana and why that shouldn't be legal, but marijuana has not had nearly as many deaths as guns, because marijuana don't kill. That's a whole other situation, a whole other conversation.
Zero deaths.
Zero.
Let's be clear. It's zero. Every time they say, oh my God, some breaking marijuana news statistics about how detrimental it is for you and your life. Actually,
there are Cat Williams. It is just a plant that if you should so happen to light it up, there are some side effects, like the munchies, like whatever. But guns kill. People kill with guns. It should not be as easy as it is to get a gun in this country. It baffles me how easy it is to get a gun in this country and to get guns into our schools. And why, like, if my child was in the room planning a whole ass attack, what am I doing as a parent that I'm not noticing that you are in your room planning a whole ass attack on a school?
I used to agree with that. But what I do know now is that technology is so savvy and these kids come out knowing it.
And now I will agree with that.
They can do things that you won't know about, and you can't lock everything down. You can't go crazy and be like, you can't have access. I have to watch everything. You can't. You'll make yourself crazy.
I will agree with that. Now that I have brothers, I will agree with that. But at the same time, where did they get the gun?
They ordered it.
Ugh.
Black market, black internet.
Again, it's too easy to get a gun.
Diane Sawyer do a whole 2020. I'm so old. Episode on like this guy, his son. First of all, they get introduced into these school shootings and terrorism and stuff like that by playing these video games. They're talking to people online. They meet people online. They exchange screen names. And one of the pros, for example, ISIS was baiting these kids with like, we'll put you in the Iranian version of this video game as a hero if you do this. The people he was playing the video game with had the M16 shipped to his house, piece by piece. So 3 days before he was about to do the terrorist, I'm gonna have to find the episode and I'll post it on our website. The dad was like asking him, because he kept seeing these boxes, what's in the boxes? And finally he opened all of them while he was at school. The kid went apeshit. He was like, are you a terrorist? The dad is a decorated Marine. He was decorated. The kid screaming in the background, he calls 911 and says, I need the FBI. They're like, what? His dad's screaming like, Dad, what are you doing? What are you doing? The kid's in jail right now. He was like, I think my son's a terrorist. But some of you think that your kids are ordering the next latest trend, a hoverboard coming in the mail. And I am talking to a certain demographic because I've never heard of Black people shooting up a school. Not to say that it couldn't happen, but Black kids don't have access to Amazon at 15. They don't. They don't.
Some do. Some do.
Okay.
Some do.
Okay.
This is a.
I don't know how we're out of time because I'm not done, but
I know this is a conversation for maybe another night. We could have a whole conversation about this.
Show. This is not. These people is after dark. They don't want to talk about that shit.
Yeah, listen. Mental illness is real, in various forms, and gun laws need to change in this country. Period. Our mental health system needs to change in this country. Our gun laws need to change in this country. Immigration could use an overhaul, and I'm not saying build no dang wall. I'm working on my cousin.
Damn.
We still have not done the citizenship test. So we'll have to do that sometime next week too, and go over the process of what it takes to become a U.S. citizen. Because if I had to go through the process, I wouldn't be a U.S. citizen.
We'll get some people on. We'll have some special guests on Monday, and we'll do it on Monday.
Yeah,
on
Monday. There are a lot of things that need to be changed in this country, and a lot of things that don't need to be changed, or a lot of things that my President Barack Obama had made great strides in are now being reversed by this current administration of ass clowns. And it really, really frustrates me. If you have not seen My Next Guest Needs No Introduction with David Letterman on Netflix, for those who aren't boycotting Netflix, I cannot recommend that show enough. The first episode, it's a monthly show.
We are talking to grown folks, so maybe they will watch.
Grown folks, kids, teenagers, whoever.
Watching nothing with David Letterman. They're not. He's an old.
Anyway.
Like, they're not doing it. They're just not.
I will admit, I didn't know that I liked Letterman as much as I apparently do. But
You're old.
Shut up.
You are old.
Shut up.
But you're old.
I'm not old. I am older since I just had a birthday. Anyway.
You're old.
Anyway, I highly, 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 highly recommend watching that, grown folks. It was one of the best hours I've spent in a very long time. And David Letterman, well, I won't give away the show, but watch it. We have a whole administration of ass clowns, and watch the news, but read the news too, because when you read the news, you get a lot of news that is not being discussed on some of these shows. I don't have nothing else. I need to go talk to the Lord.
Because we're out of time.
Yeah, that too.
And rightfully so. We do appreciate y'all for tuning in, though. And of course, comment, subscribe.
Oh, one more thing. Larry Nassar, they need to just put your ass under the jail.
They basically did.
175 years, 150 women and girls spoke out against him. Sir, you can Go under the jail. Okay? Under.
He's real nasty.
I just can't. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just letting y'all know how y'all could get in touch with us.
Comment, subscribe, follow us. I think that there is a subscription link on our website as well at theshakeupam.com.
You know how to get in touch with us. You know what to do.
At Tiffanie everywhere. At Alex Unmuted everywhere. It's been real. Are you going to do your today is greater and all of that?
Of course.
Okay, go ahead.
We appreciate you for coming through though. Remember, today is greater. You have to believe it, you have to speak it and live it. You make the choice to be great because your situation is not your destination. Instead, make it your motivation. We out back in this beat on Monday. And of course, always at theshakeupshow.com. We out. Try to do anything.